Mindful Life Practice Community.
To start the practice, stay here in child's pose for a moment. Just checking in with your body, noticing how things feel. We're going to go through a mini mindful sweat. So we'll be cranking things up a little bit, but it is still a mindful practice. So we'll move with intention, and everything I give is an option. No need to take it. As you feel ready, slowly ripple your body back up to tabletop. So I love that Siobhan did some of this work already because it feeds perfectly well into my sequence. So from your tabletop, with your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, curl your toes under. So you're in that strong tabletop position, long spine. From here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, press down through your hands and your toes to hover your knees just an inch off the floor. So nothing changes through your spine. You've still got a beautiful long line from the crown of your head out through your tailbone. Pull your belly button into your spine to engage your lower core. Take one more deep breath in here, and then exhale, send your hips up and back to downward dog. And we're going to float between these two positions. So when you're ready, inhale, slowly lower your knees back down to a hover. And then exhale, hips up and back to downward dog. Inhale down for 2, exhale up for 2. You can move with my pace or move with your breath, move at the pace that your breath is dictating. So you're just barely kissing each position before you go back to the other one, constantly in motion here. Inhale down and exhale, hips up and back. Notice how this feels through your spine, through your shoulders. Can you press your chest between your arms a little bit more in your downward dog? Just 3 more here. Last 2. And then we'll meet together in downward dog and pause there. Just like Siobhan had you do, I'll have you step your feet a tiny bit wider. So not quite as wide as your mat, somewhere in between hip distance and mat distance. From here, on your next exhale, can you float your left fingertips to touch your right toes? And then inhale, left hand back down. Same thing, second side. So exhale, little twist, right fingertips to left toes, and then return to your downward dog. This can be very subtle. If you don't quite feel stable enough to reach towards your toes, that's fine. Just try hovering your hand off of the mat. That'll still give you that extra shoulder stability work. Now try to keep your hips fairly quiet. The twist is happening through your upper body, lower body is staying pretty steady and still. Just 2 more each side. Exhale as you twist and reach. Last one. And we'll meet back together in downward dog, stepping your feet back to hip distance. Taking any little movements that feel good here. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, walk your hands towards your feet. And then slowly press down through your feet. Come all the way up to standing. Last thing to come up is your head. Give your shoulders a little roll. Now I'm going to face you for this first exercise, but you can come to the top of your mat. I just want you to see what I'm doing. So we're coming into a little balanced pose to activate our cores before we move on. So when you're ready, ground down through your left foot. Come onto your right toes. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. And right away, take a moment to catch your balance. So pull your belly button into your spine. Make sure your shoulders are on top of your hips. You're not leaning forward or back. Now from here, take your right knee into just your right hand. Open your right knee to the side. Notice what happens with your hips. Can you try to keep them fairly level still? We're not hiking the right hip up really high. Okay. Find that focal point in front of you, something not moving. Maybe extend your left arm out to the side. If you want a little extra balance challenge, you can turn your head over to the left, finding a new focal point to focus on. Take a deep breath in. Can you press down through your left foot, grow a little bit taller? And then exhale, hug everything back into center. Pause here. And then step your right foot back to a high lunge. I'll come and meet you on this side. So we're in a high lunge here. We're coming into a little 4-part pattern. So from here, we're shifting to a split squat position. Front knee on top of your ankle, back knee underneath your hip. The weight is even between your legs, shoulders on top of your hips. From your split squat, hinge forward, coming to a high lunge, actively press through your palms, get a little tricep work, come back to your split squat, and then press up to Tadasana. Same thing, second side. So take a moment to find that strong split squat position. On the other side, hips are still square towards the front of your mat. Then hinge forward, high lunge, actively press out through your palms. Return to your split squat. Exhale, come back up to center. 4 more times each side. Step back, hinge forward, split squat, and step up. Again, here we go. Step back, hinge forward, split squat, step up. So move with your breath. Exhale into the high lunge. Most importantly, exhale brings you back to Tadasana. Focus here is on alignment, really protecting your knees, making sure they're always on top of your ankle. We've got 1 more time each side here. Hopefully getting a full body warm up now. Step back, hinge forward, and come all the way up. Give your shoulders a little roll. Same thing, second side, starting with that balanced pose. So I'll face you again, this time on the left side. Ground down through your right foot. Hug your left knee in towards you. Take a moment to catch your balance here. And then as you feel ready, take your left knee into your left hand only, open left knee to the side. Check in with your hips, make sure they're level side to side. Maybe extend your right arm out beside you, palm up. Still relaxing your shoulders down your back. Option to turn your gaze over towards your right palm. And notice which muscle groups start to fire on to keep you standing. You've got this. One last deep breath in. Can you grow a little bit taller? Exhale to hug things back into center. And then step your left foot back. We've got the same pattern here. So from your high lunge, we come to split squat and step up. Step other right foot back, hinge forward, split squat, exhale up. Move with your breath here. Don't worry too much about how many reps you're doing, whether we're all in the same pace. Follow your body's own natural pace here. You'll still get a great workout. So we're just playing between these 2 positions, split squat and high lunge. Hopefully you get a little stretch through the back line of your leg as you come to that high lunge position. All right, we'll take about 2 more each side. Meeting back in Tadasana when you're ready. Last time. Ooh, hopefully your heart rate's starting to go up. Breathing a little more heavily and all the way up. From here, we'll step onto the lengthwise of our mat, coming into a ballet second position, plie, or kind of like a goddess squat. So we'll start with a goddess squat variation. So your feet are wider than your hips. You're turning out from your hips about 45 degrees. Stay tall through your torso, sink your bum down. So keep trying to press your knees back in space so they stay in line with your second and third toes. We'll take a static hold here in a goddess squat to get grounded. So you can bring your hands to your hips, maybe in front of your chest, or hey, it's a yoga party. Have some fun with your arms here. Maybe you take them overhead. Maybe you let them dance a little bit. Find a position that feels good and strong for you. Sometimes the arms can be the fun part that distracts you from all the work happening in your lower body. So can you stay in stillness in this work? You might feel some muscles are shaking, glutes, inner thighs. Stay with it. I promise we'll flush that out in a moment. For 3, 2, last one, arms out beside you. Inhale, sink down a little more. Exhale, press up. We'll repeat here. Inhale down, exhale up. Give your glutes a little squeeze as you straighten your legs. Now you're trying to go straight down and straight up. So we're not sticking the bum back. There's no arch through your spine. Your shoulders stay on top of your hips the whole time. Inhale down, exhale up. Hopefully that feels pretty good after that static hold in your goddess squat. 4 more here. Really connect with your breath. Use it on the hard part as you press up. Last one. Now stay low again. We're going to come into another little fun split squat pattern. So you've been here before. You know this position. We're going to pivot over to your right side. So lift your right toes, pivot on your right heel to turn back towards your split squat. Now come back to your second position plie, pivoting on your right heel to come back to that turned out position. Same thing, left side. So lifting your left toes, pivot on your left heel, and then come back to center. Okay, so we're playing with those 2 positions, and you get a little break in between, you can straighten your legs. So inhale down, exhale, split squat to the right, inhale back to your plie, exhale, come up. Other side, inhale down, exhale, split squat, inhale back to center, exhale up. So really important to pivot on your heel and move your toes. So you're squaring your toes and hips towards the short end of your mat. Okay, we don't want to place any torquing motion on your knees. So this pivot is really important to protect your precious knees. Inhale down, exhale, split. Ooh, are we warm yet? Oh my goodness. I thought the air conditioning in here was a little much, but now I'm very grateful for it. Inhale down and turn. You've got it. Just 4 more each way. Use that exhale to straighten your legs, get a little break. Ooh, feels good. Now notice how your core is supporting this whole pattern. Keep your belly button pulled into your spine, core tight, to keep you standing, minimizing the wobbles. Last time here. And then come down to your plie. Find one more static hold in your goddess squat. Feel powerful, feel strong. Look how much your legs and glutes just did for you. Now, can you make this pose look like it's easy from the waist up? So find whatever arm position feels good for you here. Upper body nice and light. Take one more deep breath in. Nice work. Exhale to straighten your legs. Turn your toes forward. Come to a wide-legged forward fold. So hinge over your hips. Allow your hands to come underneath your shoulders. Crown of your head right down to the floor. Maybe give your head a little shake side to side. Enjoying that stretch for the back lines of your legs, perhaps your inner thighs as well. Take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, bring a little bit of weight into your hands. Heel toe your feet together. So they're back underneath your hips. Take a deep breath in here in a regular forward fold. And then exhale, press down through your heels. Slowly curl all the way up to standing. Last thing up is your head. Come back to the top of your mat. We'll take a little half flow to get back down to the floor. Take a moment to pause here in your Tadasana. Can you feel as if you're growing a little bit taller? Press down through your heels, lift up through the crown of your head. When you're ready, inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale to dive over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms to your shins. Create that same long spine you had in your tabletop. And exhale, fold again. Bend your knees, plant your hands. We're stepping back to a high plank. This exercise can be done from high plank or knees down. Okay, so choose which option feels best for you. This is our final push in our mini sweat session. So see if you've got a little more gas in the tank. When you're ready, exhale to draw your right foot beside your right wrist. Twist open towards your right. Bring your right palm back down. And then send your right foot back to high plank. Same thing, second side. So step your left foot forward. Twist open to the left. Float your hand back down. Step your left foot back. So again, moving at your own pace here. Enjoying that twist, but staying strong for your upper body. So shoulders are right on top of your wrists. Try not to collapse down into your shoulders. Keep pressing down through your palms to puff up through your back ribs. And then if you haven't already, layer on the movement with breath. So find where the most effort is for you and exhale there. That might be as you step your foot forward, might be as you twist, but be intentional with that so that your exhale can help you through that hard part. Whew. Almost there. You're rocking it. Hopefully you're getting a little sweaty like I am. We've got one more each side. Make them your strongest. Last one. And then final hold in your plank. Knees can be down, of course, but stay active through your upper body. For 3, 2, last one. Awesome work. Lower your knees down. Take your knees about as wide as your mat and sink your hips back to your heels. Taking a few breaths here in your child's pose to start to slow your heart rate down a little bit. Maybe gently rocking your head side to side.